How do we produce the best audio in our live streams via OBS? Let's take a look and see how we can improve it. Hi, this is Stephen from The Harvest is Ready. We are here to equip the believers to spread the gospel. Right now, online media, in particular creating streams on a budget. Audio is a big part of creating a stream that viewers want to watch. I have found that audio is far more important than video. Myself, I need both, but if the audio is bad, I tend to switch off very, very quickly. These tips are very basic, and I'll be the first one to admit that there may be better ways to do this, but I'll share you what I know and how I've improved my audio over the recent years. So this is what I use at home, and at church it's a little bit different. We use an audio mixer called a Behringer X32, if I remember correctly. So it's all handled by that particular machine, but this is for if you're just using a single microphone using OBS to live stream your service. So this should about. So let's dive into some tips and improve your audio. We're going to look at a simple audio setup. So this setup will use a microphone connection, wherever that comes from, your sound desk or something like that. Maybe it's an old analog sound desk and the quality is not so good and you want to tidy it up. This will help you. Okay, so in my setup, I use a USB condenser microphone and it's hooked up to my computer to record directly on OBS like I'm doing right now. And these are the settings that you can hear right now. I'm not going to, with this video, I'm not going to do some post editing to improve the audio. This is the actual recording done in OBS. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's switch over to our full screen. Okay, here we are. This is the actual recording as I'm doing it. So you're seeing a little bit of Inception here. An infinite to me, oh well. Okay. Problem usually lies is when we try to increase the volume, we'll get a lot of background static. If you look when I'm quiet, the volume disappears, but it stays nice and high throughout the entire recording as I'm speaking. So how did I do that? Well, let's switch over to see what it looks like in default. You can see that the audio now is quite a bit different. I've made it to go, I've increased the amplification to the maximum amplification that I can do. But as you can see in the response meter, if I'm quiet, the audio still sounds some background noise. There's maybe hums or whatever like this. So how do we fix that up? Well, ideally, we wanted to get it down to a zero signal. So what we do is we drop, let me unlock the meter. We drop it down till it's nil. I mean the interference in the background, that is. So there we have it. This would be a clean audio background. Now you could just record of this and then use another editing program to fix it up. But we want to go live, so we don't have that opportunity. So let's go into something called filters. We right click here and select filters. OBS has a few plugin filters that we can use. So let's have a look at them. Now, we have a compressor that basically shrinks all the audio down into a nice little range so it doesn't blow out usually. Don't worry about NDI here. An expander does the opposite. Sort of makes it a bit wider, but a compressor will shrink it down. Gain amplifies it. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, sorry about my coughing. A limiter makes sure that it doesn't go over a certain decibel limit so you don't get a blowout. A noise gate will make sure that the microphone turns on and off at a particular level to remove, especially when you've got a very noisy background, so you have a nice clean background every time, like if you're talking in a conference. But I'm going to start off with this one, noise suppression. Okay, this will make sure that background noises are automatically refused. Now on my system I have this. You may have a spec snares, but I'm going to use the higher quality one. Okay, you can also use the lower quality one and it will just automatically do a filter according to what you set it at there. So below a certain decibel it will automatically remove the particular noise. So now what you'll see here, if you're looking at the graph, if I increase the volume, lo and behold, the background noise is gone. Okay, but it still is not quite like it was before. Let me show you. This is a test. You see? It's approximately the same. I don't know if you like it or not. But anyway, that shows you how to remove the basic background noise anyway with noise suppression. To use a lower volume so you can get a better dynamic range in your microphone, because we want it to be about here, 4.7, so we don't overblow the microphone accordingly. Oh, by the way, I did set the microphones up to about 100% volume as well. Yeah, in your Windows Manager. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's over here. The microphone's here. I've set the microphone volume to be at 100% over here. Okay, which introduces a lot of noise, as you know. So we've got here. Now let's go back here to our other microphone. We want to add in a noise gate. Okay, now that introduces a new factor. It basically gives you the ability to filter out any background noise. And the defaults are pretty good. You can play with them accordingly. Okay, so the closed threshold is at negative 32 decibels. The open threshold is negative 26. I'm going to put that down to 10 and sort of play around with it. Talk in a normal voice. There we go. For me, it's about 22. Okay, so you're talking a normal voice, but you see a response from the system. When it goes down below to 32, shut it off. So you'll hopefully get a nice fade in and a fade out situation. The last thing we want to add is a gain. This will amplify the voice accordingly so that we can increase the volume to about 6. So here we go. You can see now it's increased all the way up accordingly. I make it higher. You see it goes even higher and higher until it's completely too noisy. So about 8 for my system is about right. But you need to play around with these figures so that you've got a nicely, see how it's coming into the yellow and a little bit into the red. That's about what you want to see. Now, if you want to be even more sure, you can add one more thing, which is what I call a limiter. Limiter makes sure that it doesn't go below a certain thing. So I normally like to put that at negative. Okay. So when it goes too high, it will always keep it down to will make sure that it doesn't go over the 0 dB limit, but still keeping it nice and high. I'll show you what you see. If I increase it up, this is a test. This is a test, and it still limits the volume. So there we have it. Simple audio correction in OBS. You can use the filters to add your noise suppression, your noise gate, add your gain, and then finally add a limiter to make sure it doesn't go over the limit. Now, you can all do this in separate programs. Like I'll link you some other programs that you can do. You can export the audio and add your reverb and things in a program called Audacity, but that's a little bit more complicated. I find this is quite simple. It's a nice, easy way. Most people are quite happy just with the noise suppression filter on there accordingly and just bumping up the volume accordingly on the system. Hey, thanks guys for watching this video. It's always a pleasure. We've just surpassed the 250 subscribe mark, so thank you all guys so much. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your ideas of how to improve audio, because I'm not an expert on this particular field. I'm just sharing what I do in my particular system, and it works out okay for me. These are just simple, easy tricks that you can do with OBS to make sure that your audio is nice and clean. So, without further ado, it's time to say goodbye. And don't forget to, like I said already, click the subscribe button. Also, follow me on Facebook and Face Social accordingly. And till next time, be empowered by God.